Well, good morning, everyone. Glad you could join us this morning for Virtual Bread. I'm Pastor Keith. Listen, if you're like me, you've probably had times in the past couple of months where you've been angry. You've just been angry about the circumstances, maybe angry about the response to the circumstances, either the government's response or other people's response. And at times, it can be very tempting to, in that anger, lash out, either in social media or even in person against somebody else. And I want to tell you today what the Bible has to say about anger. And if we look in the book of James, it says in James 1:19, "Know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." Listen, anger, it may make us feel like we're in control, and it may be effective at manipulating others to get our own way, and it may make you feel better to just momentarily explode. But none of this accomplishes the righteousness of God. You see, we were created to be used by God for His purpose, to show His righteousness, to show His character to others. And when we get angry and we lash out at somebody, either in print or in person, that is not the character of God. And God's anger is much different than ours. And we were created to be used by God for His purposes alone. And so when we get angry and we say we don't trust you, God, to handle this in your time with your justice, in your perfect anger, what we're saying is, well, we just don't trust the Lord. And so if we trust God, then we can afford to let go of our own anger. We can afford to let this be up to God. And so this anger can be misplaced, even when it's for good things, because it's an emotional response, it's a human response. But it does not produce the righteousness of God, which is our end goal. It's the purpose for which we live. And so let's remember that as we're interacting with each other during this time. We should refrain and we should use self-control. We should be slow to speak and slow to get angry. And that's the character by which we should live by. That's the character of Christ that we should model. Because our anger, our quickness to speak, our quickness to form an opinion and give that opinion in an angry manner just does not produce the righteousness of God.